Aging. It's something we all think about, right? But what if I told you that scientists are actually starting to, like, reverse it?
Wow, it sounds like science fiction, but it's becoming more of a reality, I guess.
I saw this article about a new trial that's doing just that.
Yeah, the ER100 trial, it's pretty groundbreaking, actually.
So are we talking about, like, fountains of youth here? Or is it more complicated than that?
It's definitely more complicated, but the implications are huge, you know?
The article starts with a historical perspective, talking about Dr. Jean Astruc from the time of Louis XIV. What's the deal with that?
It's interesting to see how people thought about aging way back then. Astruc basically saw aging as an illness, like a disease.
So his advice was to just eat and sleep a lot? Sounds like a pretty good life, actually.
For the privileged, maybe. The article points out that life expectancy was way lower back then, so his advice was for a select few, yeah.
Then the article shifts to how we try to hide the signs of aging, especially in show business. High collars and gloves, huh?
It's all about maintaining a youthful image, right? But the article also mentions some lesser-known facts, like ears growing.
Ears growing? Seriously?
Yeah, apparently they grow a tiny bit every year, and the article also touches on how aging can seem to happen all at once, triggered by, like, an illness or something.
The article critiques the anti-aging industry, calling it vanity. Harsh.
Well, it does make you think about our obsession with staying young, doesn't it? The article suggests just accepting aging with humor.
Easier said than done, right? But I get the point. Instead of fighting it, just roll with it. Okay, now we get to the really interesting part. The ER100 trial and the Yamanaka factors. What are those?
This is where the science gets cool. The ER100 trial is trying to reverse aging at the cellular level using epigenetic reprogramming.
Epigenetic reprogramming? Sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie.
It's based on the work of Dr. Shinya Yamanaka, who discovered that you can reset cells to a younger state.
So, like turning an old cell back into a baby cell?
Kind of. It's more like turning it into a stem cell that can become any type of cell.
The article says this discovery changed everything. Why is this such a game changer?
Before Yamanaka, we thought cells were like stuck in their roles. This showed that aging is reversible, opening up the field of regenerative medicine.
So we could potentially repair damaged tissues and organs by resetting the cells?
That's the idea. It's still early days, but the possibilities are huge. Yeah.
So what's the ER100 trial actually doing?
It's the first human trial of a cellular rejuvenation therapy. They're using it on glaucoma patients to try to restore their eyesight.
Glaucoma? Why that specifically?
It's a good starting point because it's a localized condition. If it works, it could have implications for all sorts of age-related diseases.
The article mentions fiddling with the Yamanaka factors. Is that a technical term?
Not really, but it gets the point across, you know? Scientists are experimenting with different ways to use these factors to rejuvenate cells.
So it's not just a one-size-fits-all solution.
Exactly. They're trying to find the best way to reset cells without causing any unwanted side effects.
The article talks about turning cells into induced pluripotent stem cells, or iPSCs. What's so special about those?
iPSCs are like blank slates. They can become any type of cell in the body, which means you can use them to repair or replace damaged tissues.
So you could potentially grow new organs from these cells?
That's the long-term goal. It's still a ways off, but the potential is there.
The article uses the analogy of cellular development being a one-way street. I like that.
It's a good way to explain how we used to think about cells. Once a cell became a skin cell, it was stuck that way.
But now we know that's not true. We can turn that cell back and make it something else entirely.
Exactly. It's like finding a detour on that one-way street.
So this whole thing is about regenerative medicine, right? What does that even mean?
It's about using the body's own ability to heal itself. Instead of just treating symptoms, you're actually repairing the underlying damage.
So it's like fixing the engine instead of just putting a Band-Aid on it.
Exactly, and that's why this research is so exciting.
The article mentions a discussion about the video. What are people saying about all this?
I'm sure there's a lot of excitement, but also some skepticism. It's a new field, and there are still a lot of unknowns.
Yeah, I can imagine.